हेलो गाइस, आज हम बात करते हैं न्यू टॉपिक की, दैट इज रिप्रोडक्शन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स। हमने 11th क्लास में पढ़ा हुआ है एंजियोस्पर्म्स आर कॉमनली कॉल्ड फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स। इस चैप्टर को स्टार्ट करने से पहले एक जस्ट ब्रीफ देता हूं मैं एंजियोस्पर्म्स के बारे में। हमने पढ़ा हुआ है इन एंजियोस्पर्म्स द मेन प्लांट बॉडी इज स्पोरोफाइट। स्पोरोफाइट मीन्स all the structure of that plant contain diploid number of chromosome, not the haploid, because haploid are present in which stage? Gametophyte. Haploid are present in gametophyte. That means in angiosperms or in flowering plants हम जिस भी structure की बात करेंगे, either root, either stem, either leaf or flower or any structure, that structure mainly contain diploid structure. Not all, mainly contain diploid number of chromosome. Clear this thing? Now listen. When we talk about reproduction in flowering plants, so in flowering plants, flower is the main site of reproduction. Which structure? Flower. And in morphology, we have studied like flower consists of mainly, a complete flower consists of mainly 4 parts. The first is called calyx. The second is called corolla. The third one is called androecium. And the fourth one is called gynoecium. Clear this thing? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These are the 4 structures which combine to form a flower mainly. Okay, now the unit of calyx is sepal, the unit of corolla is petal, androecium unit is called stamen, and androecium is a male sex organ, gynoecium is a female sex organ, and its unit is called either carpel or it's called pistil. It's called pistil. Okay, now listen guys, today we are talking about reproduction in flowering plants. Out of these 4 structure, these 2 structures, calyx and corolla, they do not directly involve in reproduction. That's why they are called accessory structures. But androecium and gynoecium, they are directly involved in reproduction. Androecium produce male gametophyte, not gamete, male gametophyte, and gynoecium produce female gametophyte. These structures mainly involve in to attract insect either during pollination or to protect the flower in bud form. So they do not involve in reproduction. That's why they are called accessory structures. But these 2 are called reproductive structures. Clear? So accessory structures, reproductive structures. We can also use word supportive structure, secondary structure, but the main primary structures are stamens or carpel or pistil. Now we will start with first the structure of stamen, and then formation of male gametophyte, then structure of carpel, and then formation of female gametophyte. Clear this thing? Now listen guys, we talk about structure of stamen. Like we know stamen is the unit of androecium, male sex organ. Now listen carefully. In most of the flowering plants, stamen consists of anther, and a stalk that is called filament. This is called anther, this is called filament. The third part which connect anther to the filament is called connective. Is called connective. This is called proximal end of filament. This is called distal end of filament. And guys, proximal end of filament will attach to which part? Thalamus. Will attach to which part of the flower? Thalamus. Clear? So this is the structure of one stamen. Now listen carefully. In this structure, pollen grains, that is called male gametophyte, not male gamete, male gametophyte. Pollen grains are formed inside this anther. Inside this anther. That's why before starting the formation of pollen grain, we will study about the structure of anther. Now listen. Each stamen in most of the flowering plants, each stamen contains how many anther lobes? This is the one. This is the two. How many lobes are there? Two lobes are there. And this condition is called bilobe. This condition is called bilobe. Bi means two, lobe means lobes. So anther, one anther consists of two anther lobes. And this condition is called bilobe. Clear? Now listen. Now we talk about one anther. हम एक एंथर की बात करते हैं बच्चों. इन ईच एंथर वन लॉन्गिट्यूडनल ग्रूव इज प्रेजेंट. इन ईच एंथर वन लॉन्गिट्यूडनल ग्रूव इज प्रेजेंट. ग्रूव मीन्स पार्टीशन. अब जब एक एंथर में एक पार्टीशन है तो ये पार्टीशन एक एंथर लोब को कितने पार्ट में डिवाइड कर रहा है? टू पार्ट्स में. And these two parts are called theca. These two parts are called theca. That means in each anther lobe, how many lobes? Two. Now I'm talking about in each anther lobe, how many theca? Two theca are present. This condition is called diathecus. This condition is called diathecus. Now listen. If one anther lobe contain two theca, then two anther lobe contain how many theca? Four theca. Clear this thing? Now listen. Suppose this one is the one anther lobe, this one is the partition. Okay? And just behind it, this one is a second anther lobe and its partition like this. Okay? Now listen. This one is a one anther lobe. इसका एक पार्टीशन. इसके ही जस्ट पीछे एक एंथर लोब और प्रेजेंट है, इसकी भी पार्टीशन. टोटल कितने पार्टीशन हो गए दोनों एंथर लोब के? 4 पार्टीशन. एंड व्हेन वी गो विद ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन ऑफ दिस एंथर लोब्स, जब हम इसको एंथर लोब को ट्रांसवर्स कट करेंगे तो हमें कैसा स्ट्रक्चर मिलेगा? देखो गाइस, this is the front one. ये एक एंथर लोब जिसको हमने थीका की हेल्प से या लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल ग्रूव की हेल्प से 2 थीका में डिवाइड किया था, और पीछे वाला दूसरा एंथर लोब जो डिवाइड है 2 पार्ट्स में बाय द हेल्प ऑफ सेम लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल ग्रूव लाइक दिस. तो नाउ हाउ मेनी राउंड स्ट्रक्चर्स are here? 4 round structures. And now guys listen carefully. These 4 round structures have different name. These 4 structures are called sporangia because inside these structures microspores are formed. Microspores, first pollen grain will form in microspore form. That microspore will germinate and then it will produce pollen grain. So when anther is not in proper mature form, when anther only contain spores, that time these sac-like structures are called what? Sporangia. And guys, how many number of sporangia are here? 4. That's why this condition is called tetrasporangiate. This condition is called tetrasporangia. Clear this thing? Now listen. These sac-like structures are called sporogenous tissue when anther is immature. Anther is immature. Later on, these four-like structures are called sporangia when anther become little bit mature, when anther starts to produce spore. And later on, these four sac-like structures are called pollen sac when microspore convert into pollen grains, or when pollen grains are formed inside these anthers. Clear? So these four sac-like structures are named as sporogenous tissue when the anther is immature, sporangia when spores are formed, and pollen sac when pollen grains will form. Clear this thing? Now listen guys. Now I am just explaining or enlarging the diagram of these four sac-like structures like this. Can we draw this like this is the one sporangia, this is the second sporangia, this is the third sporangia, and this is the fourth sporangia. First, second, third, fourth. Clear? First sporangia is sac का, is theca का, second sporangia is theca का, third sporangia is theca का, और fourth sporangia is theca. So in one anther or two anther lobes, how many sporangia? Four sporangia, and that condition is called tetrasporangia. These sporangia are present, are covered by anther wall. Anther wall. Now we talk about structure of these anther wall. How many layers are present in anther wall and what are their different functions? Clear this thing? Now guys, this is one sac-like structure, this is second sac-like structure, this is third sac-like structure, this is fourth sac-like structure, and all these four structures are surrounded by anther wall. Anther wall. Now listen. What is the composition of anther wall? What are the different layers of anther wall? Actually, we talk about one sac, pollen sac. Okay, one sporangia. This one sporangia covered by four layers, four type of protective layers. How many layers? Four protective layers. And the first outermost protective layer of each pollen sac or each sporangia is called epidermis. Is called epidermis. Clear? Now, the second layer of this is the outermost, this is the second layer. This second layer of sporangia is called endothecium. Is called endothecium. Okay guys, now the third layer. This third layer is present in multiple layers, not a single layer, multiple layer, and this third layer is called middle layer. Outermost epidermis, second one is endothecium, third is called middle layer, and guys, the fourth important layer which surround the sporangia, this layer is multinucleate. This is the important point about this layer. This layer contains cells which have many nucleus. This layer is multinucleate, and this multinucleate layer is called tapetum. This multinucleate layer is called tapetum. Now listen, when anther become mature, anther wall undergo dehiscence, undergo rupture or that rupturing of anther wall is performed by, that dehiscence of anther wall is performed by these three layers: epidermis, endothecium and middle layer. Because जब एंथर वॉल रैप्चर होगी तभी तो बच्चों पॉलन ग्रेन्स रिलीज होंगे, तभी तो पॉलिनेशन होगा. तो एंथर वॉल के डेहिसेंस में, रप्चरिंग में कौन सी वॉल इन्वॉल्व होती है, लेयर होती है? एपिडर्मिस, एंडोथीशियम एंड मिडल लेयर. क्लियर? एंड द फोर्थ इनरमोस्ट लेयर इज कॉल्ड टैपेटम, विच इज बाइन्यूक्लिएट और विच इज मल्टीन्यूक्लिएट. नाउ लिसन गाइस, we compare this structure with little bit with human beings. Like in human beings, seminiferous tubules were present where primary germ cells were present. Primary germ cells undergo meiosis, mitosis and form what? Sperm, and sperm got nutrition from Sertoli cells. Remember you guys? Similarly, this is the sporangia. In sporangia, spore mother cell will be there. Yes or no? Or that spore mother cell contain how many number of chromosome? Haploid or diploid? Diploid. Because the main plant body of angiosperm is sporophyte. Diploid. So that spore mother cell will contain diploid number of chromosome. That spore mother cell will undergo meiosis, mitosis and it will produce pollen grains. Pollen grains means similar to sperms. And similar to sperm, these pollen grains will get nutrition from which layer? Tapetum. So tapetum is similar to Sertoli cells. Pollen grains are similar to sperms. Clear this thing? So now, in this sporangia, a large number of cells are formed and those cells are called microspore mother cell. Those cells are called microspore mother cell because they will produce microspore. They will produce small spores because a small spore will convert into pollen grains, and you know male gamete is always smaller than female gamete. Yes or no? That's why in male gamete we use word microgamete, in female gamete we use word macrogamete or megagamete. That's why sporangia which produce small spores, that is called microsporangia, and inside the microsporangia which cell is present, which mother cell is present? Microspore mother cell. And what will be the ploidy of microspore mother cell? 2n. In next lecture we will continue with this microspore mother cell. Clear this thing? Thank you.